Good evening, Hockey Nation fans. Welcome to the Hockey Nation live show late edition with Coach Frenchy in the booth and Michael Devellano in Austin, Texas tonight. Michael, welcome back. And this is over after 64 days in the bubble. Tampa Lightnings won the Stanley Cup with a win of a 2-0, a shootout against the Dallas Star. I don't think so. We should go with any negativity tonight. We should go all positive because I think both teams gave us some great hockey for the
Oh my
last
God, yeah.
few months. And I think, at the end of the day, that's the best team win what
Absolutely.
I predict 2 months ago, honestly, when we started playoff.
Yeah.
But I think before we jump on this, we need to mention the Conny Smythe Trophy, the winner of the MVP playoff 2020. It is
Hedman.
Victor Hedman. I think at the end of the day, it was between Kucherov and Point and Hedman, and
For sure.
I have no disagreement here or not.
No, I think we talked about this before. Like, I kind of thought it'd be between Point and Hedman, but when you think about the context of the 10 goals, everything else, the number of minutes he played, it's like it seems obvious. He didn't miss any games, did he? I don't
No,
think maybe one. So I
he was
mean,
the general, I think, of the team. I think,
absolutely.
and then after that, if you go with Kucherov or Point, both of them have 27 point, 28. One at 15,
That's just
um,
assists.
15 goal point,
Like, that's
or
what's crazy about it. Like, he had in the playoffs. What was the final points for because Kucherov had 26 or 27 assists?
yes,
Wow.
27. Tonight he get his 27 assists. Yeah, I believe he have 5 goals. Uh, this this one, so he finished with 20. Honestly,
32 points.
32 points. Honestly,
Wow. I
um,
mean, that's like pretty incredible.
honestly, 33 and point 32, and then you know. So I think as you know,
Wow.
I think it would be. I think the right choice was Edmund because he chose Point. Kisharov could have it right, or they can go with both of them, Point and
No,
Kisharov.
I think yeah. After you kind of like we talked through it, I was like pretty sure it was gonna be Hedman. Like the 10 goals, he's in Paul Coffey territory. The number of minutes he played, Point missed some games. Like I think, and this just the stuff he did without the puck. Like Hedman was the beast. I
Yeah,
think when you look at when they lost, they lost when Kucherov was out, right? They lost when Hedman was out. And points become that valuable, but it wasn't enough to stop them.
I agree with you.
What a,
Uh,
what a great series though! Like really, in the end, there were so many moments. The Steven Stamkos moment, it could have very easily been over the other night, and Dallas pulled out a win. Just Dallas getting to the final. Like, who would have predicted that? Like the
but
Corey
this,
Perry two goals.
for the last 3 years, the West Conference always bring a team what nobody expect. Start with Vegas
True.
2 years ago, and then we got St. Louis Blues last year, where it was like the miracle almost on the ice. Honestly, won a Stanley Cup, and nobody. I'll be honest with you, not many people. I heard someone predict Dallas last week. Someone said Dallas Star. I think it was on the Steve Dangle show. Was a guy from Toronto, whatever, Canada. But at the end of the day, Dallas never. What I mean, like whatever they lost tonight, they never
Oh,
give up. They're working hard. They're always resilient. Listen, they have 9 times. There was one shy of the coming back record in NHL history. So they came back 9 times, Michael, on during the
think of
playoff.
the Colorado series.
Then
I mean,
when it was the series again, they was losing 3-1.
yeah, they were right.
You know what I mean?
They were. I didn't. I think we just kept questioning them and questioning them. Now they are a weird team. Like this will probably never happen again. Like you're not gonna. This is lightning in a bottle. So to be a part of this during the bubble year, it's been pretty crazy. Like it's very. I feel like the playoffs were very special.
Yes, and I don't want to blame anybody here. I don't make any excuse for Dallas, but Dallas did not play with three big support or special role for their team. They
Huge.
are not the first line, but I think they contribute a lot to their team when they are
Oh,
there, at least for
totally.
PK. And so I think Rupi, Ains, and then Radek, Faxa, and also Blake Como miss really for the team at some point. We talk about the eighth spleen of Dallas, and they paid a price tonight again. The two penalty at the middle of the
Cogliano, like what the hell?
first period. Cogliano there for the tripping, and then after that you got um, who got the second penalty?
I can't remember now.
We have a blank right now here. I apologize for that one
I
over
am too,
there.
actually. It's funny because I feel like I'm on the
Yeah,
other side of it.
no, it was Kleinberg in the corner on the tripping on and that during that penalty he Tampa score on with the 14 of the playoff. Brandon Point, assisted by Kisherov and Edman. At that moment, Point beat three players from Dallas. That's another one there. I don't understand that play over there. He beat three players go over that, and I think Lindell tried to lift his stick, but it was too late. Great goal, and then suddenly the second period, Blake Coleman scored his fifth for the season of the playoff with that Parquet and Maroon, and that's pretty much it on the goal tonight. And that they dominate really. I think at some point, I believe at 8 minutes the remaining in the period at the game, they have only 13 shots for Dallas. So, the final shot tonight, 29-22. I'm really surprised, and that may be the reason why they still close to them. They never gave after the third game over 35 shot to Tampa.
Which was,
Surprised because they
surprising
against
because they were
Colorado and
like,
Vancouver, it was over. Calgary was over for Vegas. It was
it was
over
crazy.
40
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. They
you know,
adapted.
yeah, and then face off for the first time, Tampa is 53-47. Usually Dallas is a little bit better. Again, power play 1-3 from Tampa and 0-3 for Dallas. That's something they struggled during the series. They have very good power play against Vegas and against Colorado. Hits tonight has the less hit physicality of the playoff series between both teams, only 40 and 37. They average over 50 both teams during each game, so you can see the diminish of physicality, maybe some tire there. And then giveaway was only 9 and 11. Honestly, it's just like I think you can feel the end of the end at some level, at some
I
point.
mean,
And,
you've been through long playoffs. I have too. Like, it's exhausting for
yeah,
everybody.
yeah, 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 yeah.
You get to a point where you have already exceeded your max, like not just that day. Like it might be a series before, but you go into this mode, and it's almost like if you're gonna deal with injuries, you're gonna deal with poor sleep, you're gonna deal with like dehydration because of overtimes. All that stuff adds up. So really, for it to finally, it's not really a surprise. Like it's the last mile of like
Yep.
a long journey.
Living in Florida myself for the last 5, 6 years to see Tampa win. I know I work with Florida Panthers at some level, but it's good for hockey in Florida.
Oh, for
I
sure.
have a discussion earlier. It's great for hockey in Florida to have a team NHL win. That would every time you have a team win a Stanley Cup, there was something like an augmentation. They increase the popularity of hockey. The young kids want to play hockey now. It's really more good about that one over there. I want to finish this part over there. I think for my side, for Tampa, the best three players, I will go with Point, Kucherov, and Edman. I don't see, we have the great support over there. Some players play very well.
Sure.
Alat was another one. I think Yanni.
Vasilevsky, it's hard to look over, and the guy played every minute of every game
Yeah, I
and
think
pitches a shutout in the final.
exactly. Yanni Gord was
Johnny
another one
Gord,
doing a
how good
lot.
is Johnny Gord?
Yes, exactly.
I was honestly like, in my head, I think that they'll have to make some sort of a move. I think that'll be Tyler Johnson at this point, just the way these guys played. But all season long, I was like, Yanni Gord only got 10 goals. And I was in my brain like, man, imagine if Stevie Y got this guy as your second line center. And then watching what he just did, like, that's never going to happen now.
Yes. You
Thank
know,
God.
you talk about Christmas gift and present, everything like that. I think Alexander Volkov deserved to give a couple of $1,000 to John Cooper tonight because
Absolutely, because he gets his name on the cup.
he's going to have his name on the cup. Honestly, I don't know. It's a favor. I don't know what it was
Probably.
behind this, but
Yeah, they were probably like, don't worry, kid, get in there. You're going to get your name on the cup.
yeah. So, I think it was a good move. If they have something like that behind, maybe we're going to know more about that
Yeah,
story.
it's
And then
totally going to be
they
it.
bring back Bokosian tonight. They remove Ruta for that part. Now let's finish with Dallas tonight because I think it's a thing with no expectation. When nobody see them there, I think we have to give to Coach Barnes um, a great work ethic, but also to let them play the level they want to play. Like the structure was there, the system was there, but I think he bring a lot of things for that team to believe on themselves. And I have to give him credit for what he did by interim at the middle of maybe at the season last season, and then bring that team to the final. He's been there before. He's not a new in NHL, but to
He was in
let
Tampa,
them believe
right?
on themselves and
That's the
do
thing.
that. I
I,
think,
I think if you look at, what happened last year in St. Louis, we've seen this before where a coach takes over, it's trying circumstances, and it re-galvanizes the team.
yep,
And to his credit, like, we kind of pick on like little mistakes that didn't burn him. And I think that you said the word of why it doesn't burn him because of the trust of the players. He
yep,
trusts the players and they trust him that he's going to give them the space and he's going to have their back. And that's what you could see from the bench. It wasn't he was a great tic-tac-toe guy. It was, hey, these are the things we have to do. You guys trust you. You're veterans. Go out and do it. He didn't demote Sagan when he wasn't producing. He moved him and it helped. Like he made some good moves and a lot of credit to him. Like he may never get this opportunity again. And he's what's crazy is to me, he's ex Tampa Bay. So he's
yep.
an assistant coach in Tampa. Jim Nill's ex Detroit. Stevie Yzerman has his fingerprints all over Tampa. Lots of Detroit DNA in there.
No, he was like he has a great name in hockey. To be honest with you, Boston Bruins. Couple of players talk about how they like Rick Barnes, everything like that. So it was pretty good. On my side, I would say to you, three players really impressive from Dallas for the playoff. I think I have to go right away with Anton Kudubin. That's maybe the reason why it was they've been all the way to the end. I think he was like with no expectation at the beginning. He was Ben Bishop. Honestly, he was supposed to be the goalie, and then he came back, and I have to give him a lot for that. But then on defensive, I have to go with Miro. Maybe he don't have the best
He's
playoff
still
series
phenomenal.
finals, but prior to that, I think he did very well for that team. And then Amiro Eskanen, I believe he had 25 points. I think he was really the catalyzer for that team at least until to the final. And then I have to go the third one with Pavelski. I think we know already his reputation. We know he can bring on the playoff, but still at 36 years old, performed the way he did. He was for me the best, the best
He
players.
put that team on his back.
Yes, I agree with you. Many times he mentioned this, like always back to we know what Jimmy Ben can bring to that team, right? But I think Pavelski was a bit not a surprise, but a little bit more. Yes, I think it was a surprise. We don't expect that kind of
Honestly,
level.
I expected a lot from him because you could see the hate and the anger in his eyes when he signed with Dallas. And he was so mad that as the captain and the leading goal scorer on San Jose, they wouldn't just come up with, he wasn't asking 10 million. You know, he was probably asking 6. And they went all in on a player that, you know, didn't produce, right? And
Yeah.
they got rid of a lot of other pieces. There were character pieces. Barclay Goudreau gets a Stanley Cup tonight.
So, yeah, that the support players over there. So,
Yeah.
great for Pavelski. I think I need to
I
finish,
just
with,
remember thinking that at the beginning of the year, this guy's going to do some damage. I didn't think he'd go to the Cup final.
yeah. And I think we have to mention also that you have a good final. I think he did not produce any goal, but Seguin had 5 points the last 2 games until
He played
tonight.
better.
Assisted, I think, and Jimmy Ben have a good playoff series about that part over there. But I want to mention this. There's something that we need to find out. I think we don't know why. We don't know what's behind everything because we don't, we follow the team. We just see from the ice. We're not around. But we need to figure out why Koreanov cannot play more minutes. As for me, it's something I don't understand.
I don't understand it. Like, he is a horse. You dream of Rupe
He only
Hinn.
played again tonight, 11 minutes. One thing, you know what happened to Cogiano? He never touched back to the ice after that. He played only
Good.
6 minutes tonight. I
Bye.
think, I think, you know, um, good enough. I just finished with him. Like, he's 6'3", 200 pounds. He's only 23, 23,
Skilled fast.
he got 17 point, 26 game
Holy
with an
shit.
average about 12 minutes. It was a first round pick, 12 overall, 2015. I
I don't
don't
get
know. Do I miss something there? I don't know. He has like 29 points, 64 game this year. It was really his regular season, plus 5, 20 goal and 64. The guy
I
can
know.
score.
He can
So,
play.
so I don't know, honestly. It's
Okay.
something,
I
you know,
don't think it was any animosity, but there's something that, you know, it is what it is. I don't know if it lost them the series, but it sure didn't help them win.
but listen, look, Kiviranta, 14 minutes, Dickinson, 15 minutes, John Mark, 15 minutes, Corey Perry, 15 minutes.
Could what's his face even skate Dickinson? The
Down,
guy's playing.
listen, Downling, the recruit just they bring back, right? He played only 36 seconds less of Kuryanov.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense
So
to
I
me.
don't know. You know what I mean? I don't want to complain here. I just wish he could play more. That's the only thing I would say to Dallas about that part of it. But we need to congrats Tampa, Coach John Cooper. He got burned last year by the media, by the fans, by the many people in hockey because you remember Tampa got swept last season by Columbus and
Well,
he
Kucherov had that nonsense. Like, again, the refs impacting that stupid suspension, right?
Yeah, the Kucherov suspension, and then the year before, I believe it was the year before they went to the. It was the year
It was the
before the year.
final.
No, it was 2015. The year they went to the final conference.
Well, they definitely did then, but then they did in seven. They went in 2015 and then 2017, didn't they?
I think it's the 17th. I don't think so. It was Vegas. I think it was again. It was Vegas again. Boston.
Let's look. I cannot remember.
So I
So
don't remember exactly their
Tampa Bay. Where? Come on, man. Oh,
I'm going to get there. They lost in the final conference 2017-18. You're absolutely right. Um, it was like 17-18. Yep.
lost in round three. Lost in round three. Lost in finals. So they lost in the finals. Lost in round three. They were totally out of the playoffs. Lost in round three. Lost in round one, and then they finally went. So I mean, the journey to become champion was not a straight.
Last time they lost in Stanley Cup final, it was in 2014-15.
Right? Yeah. So they lost. That's what I was saying. They lost in the final. They lost in the third round the year after that. They were totally out of the playoffs the year after that. Then they came back. They're lost in the third round, and then lost in first round last year.
Yep.
So as you know, like I mean,
It was against Chicago Blackhawks.
in 15.
Yeah, 14-15. That's the last time Chicago won.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, as you know, I don't know, you've won championships. It took me a long time to win a championship. I finished second a lot. Like my teams that I coach, it was like, God, like how do we get over the hump? And it's not obvious. You
You
know,
know, I think Tampa deserve it. I think
it's a
it's a
process,
special
right?
year this year. The bubble struggled from some teams. Some players did not
Really tough.
like it. Some people did not show up. It is what it is. We cannot complain. 2014 started at the beginning, and everybody have a chance to win. And then Tampa deserve it. I think it's great for hockey. It's good to have them back there, and they are a really solid team. And we're going to go through the tomorrow and the next couple of days, Dallas Star, and also the situation. They have a lot of decision to do with Tampa because the salary cap is one of the problem there. On the flip side, Dallas have to figure out something with, the goalie situation. That's a one thing, and they have a great future in front of them. I believe Dallas with the prospect, and when you have Klinberg, Lendl, Olek, Siak, and Eskinen.
So the top four is real good. Jake Ottinger showed he can play. So you might have an NHL goalie, even if he's just a backup.
Yep.
Um,
So finalize the show for tonight. Finalize the show tonight. I want to talk about the signature of the Philadelphia Flyers. Robert Hag, Sweden players, signed for 2 years contract at $1.6 million. He's a good.
Very, very cheap deal.
You know when I was driving when I got that news, and I said, 1.6 million.
He's like a $3 million defenseman. I'm sorry.
Some
Like
people,
that guy is like a very, very good skating top four, worst case five defenseman.
I don't know who is his agent there, but the Flyers got a great deal there. Good for them, you know what I mean? At the end of the day,
For sure, but
it's good for them. But I think at some point,
I feel like that's a mistake.
He should lease at $2 million. I'll be honest with you. He's still a young player. He's only 95, so he's 25 years old. 2013 second round pick, 41 picks. He's a 6'2", 200 pounds. He's a 3 goals, 10 assists, 13, but he had plus 14. So he's really in for block shot, right? He's really, and I think he's a great. He play an average 15 minutes per game usually. So he's a great 5-4 sometime. And the year prior on 82 games, he have 20 points. So the guy is not bad at all. So 1.6 there. Now he's in the RFA, and then it's like he talk about the bridge contract between for and also do you know what is a big thing for me is like it's a 2 years contract. Oh no, all right, I thought it was a 2 ways. It's not a 2 ways. But it's a bridge contract before his RFA before he become a UFA. So maybe that's the one reason. But again, at 1.6. Fletcher did a great job.
Crazy deal.
To be honest with you, on that one over there. So congrats for the Flyers.
The guy I'm really curious about is Philippe Myers. I mean, he looks like a number 3. Like he looked really good in the playoffs.
He looked great, honestly. Over there, I think him and I don't see a lot of difference between him and Niskanen in the playoff.
Oh, I think he's better than Miskin in the playoff.
You know what I mean? But, he played an average of 15 minutes per game. And he bring his role over there. I think it's great. It's just like we are surprised a little bit about his contract at $1.6 million, or that's something like that.
What's going to happen with Myers?
Yeah, we talk about news. We talk about him this morning. Chris Stewart.
Yep.
Stewart. He's going to work with the Flyers, by the way.
Oh, good. Well, they brought him back from Europe, right? Did you see that on TV?
Yep.
Because there was that show that showed him trying to make a comeback.
Yep.
Is it like, I don't know what they call that, but.
So I think it's good for him to see him about that part over there. So that's pretty much the news for tonight. We're going to go back tomorrow.
The rumor about Eichel?
So again?
Did you see the rumor about Eichel requesting a trade?
I checked tonight late, like 10 minutes before we came here. It's not true. It's not.
I think it's true.
I don't think so. I think Jack, it would be there.
I think he's got no power. They're not going to trade him. But so I think his agent is just saying, if you read between the lines, I think he actually wanted out. But I think those American kids, man, they beat to a different drummer. Come on, it's Jack Eichel. I think that the acquisition of Eric Stahl probably calms that down.
Yep.
I got to think that you would be looking forward to having him on the team, and they're not that far. You got Rasmus Dahlin. I think
so now,
Rasmus Dahlin.
with the end of that part now, so hockey will be over for a couple of months.
No.
Go back with people asking me like tonight, like what happened with the show. We're going to be daily show right now here. We're going to talk about there's so many things going on. Everything now we turn around and tomorrow is all about what? It's the draft, October 6th. You know what I mean? Then we have a UFA. We have to work on it. And then after that, it will be the schedule is going to not be the schedule, but the agreement. One thing for sure, they're not going to go back on bubble. This is at the end, the NHLPA, that's confirmed tonight, they will not accept to go back on bubble like it's happening right now.
It's so hard on the players.
Yeah. So congrats for all the players. Congrats for the NHL because no negative pay, it was great to see that the way to do that. Of course, it was not easy for the players, and those players was not paid to play hockey.
Well, did they work out anything with them?
No, the reason why because they continued to pay them after in February and all for the.
They said, because normally they don't get paid in the playoffs. They get bonus money, right?
And then to get paid for the TV deal, they have to complete the season 19.
Yeah,
so
I was telling you, like they got a bill for $180 million.
Now they have to figure out for something else. So congrats again for Tampa. Right? Yep, congrats for Tampa about Lightnings. Victor Hedman is the winner of the Conny Smythe. We're going to go back tomorrow. We have to go back, Michael, at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Obviously, I'm busy day, so I don't know what you are about that one over there, but. So thank you, Hockey Nation fans, being with us for the last over 2 months now. Honestly, 64 days we've been here. Come here every night or every day about the NHL playoff, and we're not going to stop. We're just going to push more update about the news and everything about the NHL around, and then we're going to go through the junior also because now we can turn around to watching a little bit more junior, what's going on the QM, right? Honestly, the QM be back this weekend, October 2nd, and then the league in Europe, they are all on right now.
Well, that's what's interesting. Maybe we should start looking at that because there's a lot of guys that are over there now.
Yep, that's something we have to pay attention to that part. So
it doesn't screw them up playing on the big ice surface.
Yep. So great run for everybody. Thanks to follow up with us. We appreciate you, watching us, listening us, and then congrats again from Tampa.
Thanks, Pierre.
And I will see you tomorrow morning. Appreciate you. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks, Michael.